Okay, so now just gonna go to the airplane zone here. Okay, so we're going to talk about a very specific subject, which is how to handle the most extreme cases of lower back pain. There's different gradations of lower back pain. Some people have the kind that's functional, meaning they can live their life, moderate, and those are people that we're going to take care of more with our healing sequencing kind of information, where we adapt the poses, we tell them bend your knees, we tell them don't do a few of these things, and then they can kind of work their way through the sequence with everyone else, and they're going to benefit and their pain will go away. That's your people that are from a scale of 1 to 10, 5 and under, 6, they're living their life. They're not happy with their back pain, but they're still actually functioning. But then there's an entire subset of people that are in so much pain, they can't really think about anything else. They can't really do anything else. They're on painkillers. They are contemplating surgery, and they are kind of hopeless in some way because they have been bounced around like a ping pong ball, and everyone's giving different expert opinions, and it's common that the back pain doesn't go away regardless of the courses of action that are being given. So we're talking about people that are what I call red line cases. That means they are in extraordinary levels of pain. Now, let me preface this. I wrote the book on lower back pain. It's called The Lower Back Bible. All of this stuff actually is not in the book. This is only specifically to you as teachers. But the point is that this is not open for interpretation. This is not something that you're going to want to or I will ever encourage or even tolerate. Say, I wonder if we can do that instead. This is a formula. Absolutely, completely, and totally specific. Like any other formula, it only works if you don't mess with the variables. You put even one variable into my formula and wonder why it doesn't work. Okay, so this is not about you being creative. None of the healing sequencing ever is about you being creative. It's about you learn it and you just apply it. Okay, that's it. Because it works. So I don't need you to reinvent it. I don't need you to this is not vinyasa yoga, come up with your own flow. No. Learn it. Apply it. See that it always works. And don't change it. Because this is therapy. Okay, not vinyasa. Now, so first thing I'll talk about is this is a therapy attitude. So a therapy attitude. Remember we talked about that yesterday? The circles, on the circles, on the circles. So this is not going to be a linear thing. I've written it down in a linear thing, but I'm going to really give you an attitude more of therapy. That means we're doing one thing, another thing, another thing. We're just circling around until we're done with our time. And I'll explain it all, don't worry. But I'm giving you the big picture. There's a very limited sequence here, everybody. Incredibly limited. Well, what do you do with a limited sequence? You repeat left, right, left, right, left, right. You repeat, and you circle it through over and over again, like circuit training. When the time is up, you'll do the last closing things. Okay. First, the next thing is that these are people that you literally have to instruct how to stand up, which I'm going to do in a minute. I'm going to stand up. So how to stand up and how to sit down. If you don't teach them that, they won't know. Okay? So someone is here and they're on their mat and you never told them how to stand up, they're likely to try to stand up like that. Well, that's disaster. All because they didn't know how to stand up. You actually teach them, okay, all right, I want to show you how to stand up and down from now on in your regular life. So I want you to first come onto your knees. You bring them here first. And you're going to imitate this. And they have to have pad underneath their knees so they're not hurting their knees here. So you say, all right, come to here first. Say, okay, now from here, step 1 foot forward. This is the position. You get them here first. And this is in your book. This part's in your manual under lower back, which is teaching them how to stand up and sit down. From here, they stand up. Notice that my back was always vertical. Come down, look at my back. It's vertical. Come up, it's vertical. I'm not doing this. I'm vertical. Okay? And from here to do a push-up, which they're going to do, they just come to their knees and their hands, straighten their legs, and they can do as many push-ups as they want. When they're done with the push-ups, they can come to here, or they can do the cobras. Now, so that's that. How to stand up and how to sit down. So the sit down part, or to come down to the ground, they stand up first, they drop one knee down, make sure it's padded, and they're laying down. Although if they don't teach them that, they will not do it safely. Okay, next thing here, because once I'm done with this little preamble, the sequence itself is very easy. This is all the overview so you make sense of what I'm going to teach you now. Last thing is this little box. This sequence has a lot of times this little code that says 33DD. 33DD means 3 push-ups, 3 cobras, and downward dog with 1 leg off the ground. Always, always, always. When we do downward dog, for people in this specific situation, it is 1-legged off the ground downward dog. These people will never, ever do both legs down, downward dog. No value. We want to open their hamstrings. We are targeting their hamstrings completely, like a target. And in order to do that, we never do downward dog with both legs on the ground. Always 1 leg off the ground. So whenever I say 3-3-DD, that means the person's going to do 3 push-ups, on their knees or not, depends on what they're doing, followed by 3 cobras like we do in our sequence. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. The last one is very specific, where they come into downward dog. You've got to show them that on the last one, inhale cobra, exhale to your knees, walk your knees forward, then come into downward dog with the 1 leg off the ground. 5 breaths each time, and then switch. So each time you're doing this, you have 5 breaths on each side. So if you see 3-3-DD, you know 3 push-ups, 3 cobras, downward dog with 1 leg off the ground on both sides for about 5 breaths each. In between all of this stuff, they rest. So it says 5 times, but in between each one, they rest. Where do they rest? Someone with this kind of issue, knee pain or back pain, here. This is their resting position. This is also the perfect resting position for someone with severe knee issues. So, does this make sense? Okay. So, when you see 3-3-DD, it means 1 leg off the ground, downward dog, after they do 3 push-ups, 3 cobras. When they're done with both sides, they rest, and then they go again. 3-3. There's no standing up. There's no sun salutations. There's nothing except what I'm going to show you here. Because we're never going to bring them to standing unless we really want them to do standing poses. Which at that point, we will bring them to standing. Safely. Because we'll demonstrate it. Okay, so ready? Now here's the sequence itself. And you're going to practice this with each other. Like I said yesterday, when you practice with each other, and you have a limited sequence, it's really skillful to be able to do it in a way that maintains enthusiasm. Question?
Just write this down where it says lowest. Is that
locust?
Locust.
Yeah.
Okay. Locust. Core is.
Core. I'm going to teach you now. Yeah. Thanks. All right. So the sequence starts with 5 times, and remember, even though I have it linearly, you can still circle it around once they're warmed up. Okay? But this is basically, if I were going to do this circles and show you what it looks like, because this is actually circular, See how I'm going already around and repeating myself? This is how I would teach it, just so you know. But don't stress about memorizing, wait a minute, did he do the cobras and the 5 times? Because if you did it 4 times, you think the person in therapy, it's fine. 4 times, 5 times, it's fine. You understand? This is just what I would do. So the first is 3-3-D-D, 5 times in a row, resting in between. Then warrior 3. You stand them up, you go to the wall. Warrior 3 against the wall, each side 3 times, at least 5 breaths each. You're standing over the person. You're just slapping at their bottom leg to make sure it's strong. You're asking them, are they feeling in their hamstring? You're telling them to keep breathing. You're getting them to focus on opening that bottom hamstring and breathing through their nose. A lot of times people are in this kind of pain that they're going to look like this in warrior 3. Whatever, it's fine. So long as this leg is strong and straight and this hamstring is opening, it's absolutely perfect. You need to focus on hamstring, not form. Do not ever try to square someone's hips down, Iyengar style, with this kind of back pain. You don't touch them. Even if they're in half moon, it's okay. Because the squaring down will crush them. Okay? They cannot accept that kind of pain. But what you're really focused on is this leg strong. Is it straight, and do they feel it in the hamstring? And if they do, they breathe into it, and you continue to tell them the 14 things. And you're all over them. Keep breathing. Don't move your eyes. Relax your face. Okay? Relax your jaw. 2 more. You don't stop talking. It's a private lesson. You're with them 100%. You're touching them. You're talking to them. It's just like they're your whole world. Okay? Then 3-3-D-D 5 times. Then warrior 3 3 times each. 3-3-D-D 5 times. Warrior 3 3 times each. So that basically was looping it around to warm up. So I've repeated that. See that? This is 30 minutes, everyone, already. This takes a long time. There's no hurry. 20 minutes just to hear. Now they can do some other things. So from here, they're already standing up. They just did warrior 3 3 times each. 5 breaths. Everything at least 5 breaths each side. Now they're standing up already. Now they can do warrior 1 3 times each side. They're not going to look too advanced, kind of like almost with the chair. So they do warrior 1 5 breaths. Okay, change sides. Warrior 1 5. Okay, change sides. 5 breaths. 5 breaths. And you are not bored because you're not teaching the same pose. You're teaching a new pose. Happens to look pretty similar. Okay? It looks really similar, it's just not. Okay. Then warrior 2. Right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side. Take your time. They want to rest, you can rest them into Dasana and keep teaching them about their breathing. Then we close out by coming back to the ground, doing another round of push-ups and cobras. If you ask why we do all these push-ups, the answer is that nobody can heal unless their entire body is strong, period. The body, if it's weak, it doesn't heal. It doesn't have the power to keep that which wants to stay healthy, healthy. If everything's getting weak, then it gets implicated by the stuff that's vibrating weakness. But if it's strong, then it will not resonate with weak vibrations, and it'll actually turn it around and help heal. So you gotta stay strong. So that's why we got all these push-ups. And remember, we know that back bends are fine for lower back, so we have the cobras. What's not fine? Forward bends. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the hamstrings. We're going to take the pressure off the pelvis, and that is what makes the pain go away. We're never going to cure them or heal them of what is their underlying source of pain. Herniated discs do not heal. Sacroiliac ligament instability does not heal. The pain goes away permanently, and that's all we're interested in. If we get someone with back pain in yoga, and we don't know whether we want to employ anything like this, this is for privates. We never ever do this in a public class. There's no way. This is one-on-one. But when it comes to asking someone whether they want to do this or that, my favorite question is, do you want a pain-free existence? Do you want a pain-free existence? Because if the answer is yes, then we're going to know how to do that. But if the answer is no, I don't really care so much about my back pain because I really like these poses a lot, well, then I'll be cool. All right. Well, then keep doing them because That's fine, so long as you can accept the results. A lot of times people say, yes, I do want to get rid of my back pain, and if they say yes to that, then you say, okay, well, I know exactly how to do it. Let's start with this. Okay. Now, the class does not start in meditation. People with this kind of back pain, they're dying. They're dying. Okay? No, really. I mean, they don't care who you are. I mean, yeah, they only care about you because they think you can help. They can't see. It's unbelievable, okay? And it's pervasive because when it's in the back, it's just everywhere all the time. It doesn't go away. They don't want to start in meditation. They don't want to start. What you want to do is you want to talk to them for about 5 minutes and get a bunch of information very fast. Okay? Tell me about your exercise history. Tell me about the cause of your injury. How long have you had the pain? Has it been getting better? Has it been getting worse? Okay? Do you remember the event? What was the exact event? Oh, I don't remember. Yes, you do remember. So can you please relax for a second and tell me what it was? Oh, yeah, it was... You know how often that happens to me? I ask what the source was, I don't remember. Really? You really don't remember? Why don't you go back into your little mind and find it? Oh, yeah, I remember. I was on a boat like 3 years ago, and that's when it happened. Yeah, I know you know, but it just doesn't want to say it right away, or you just forgot for the moment. But I really am interested, but you know what? I also don't care. Because I don't care what it is. I know how to heal it. It doesn't matter. If it's in the shoulder, we're going to heal it. It doesn't matter if it came from the boat, or came from the yoga, or it doesn't matter. I'm curious because I want to know everything about you. I'm curious because I need to know all the information that there is to know. But I'm not curious because one answer is going to mean that I can't heal you or that you're not going to heal yourself, but another answer means that you will. You're going to heal yourself no matter what because the sequence will heal it. Body heals itself. We don't have to do that. Always create the environment. So it's simple enough. Now, so what I'm telling you is you don't start with some kind of like mystical meditation. No. Okay, we're done talking? Let's go. Come onto the mat. Have you ever done push-ups before? Cool. Let's see you do 3 push-ups. That's the start. Let's see you do 3 push-ups. I want to see you do 3 push-ups. Oh, you haven't ever done 3 push-ups? Okay, let me show you how to do push-ups. Come on, start teaching physical stuff. Start showing them right away you have a solution. Okay? That's it. Ready to start? Are you ready to get rid of your back pain? You ready to lose your identification with that? Let's start. In 12 days, the chances of you having back pain is very small. Will I say absolutely you will have no back pain? No, I don't know. But I'll say there's a very small chance that will be there in 12 days. You never speak in absolutes. You never make guarantees. No matter how confident you are. Always speak with a reservation to your advertisement. No matter how confident you are. Say, and even me, I will say 50-50. Your back pain will be gone. 50-50. 50-50, you do what I ask, or you do what I'm suggesting. 50-50, you're going to experience your symptomologies disappear. 50-50. That's worth doing, right? 50-50. Gee, that's a huge odds. When everyone else has no idea what it is and think that it's all this mysterious stuff and giving you medications. Do you know how weird it is when they tell you that the medication that was made for this has now been approved for that?
Yeah.
What? Well, that means that they have no idea. These are just literally like sending out, like nuclear bombs and saying, oh, well, it kills everything, so let's use it over here too. How could it work for 2 things if they're targeting one thing? It just shows the lack of understanding that's going on here with the worldview of modern medicine and pharmaceuticals as a solution to what is ailing us. That cannot be a solution to what is ailing us because all it's doing is creating more problems. Okay? Do you know how many heroin addicts are right now because of OxyContin being prescribed to them by their doctors? Mm-hmm. The doctors give them OxyContin for their pain. Maybe they're vets. They're war vets. My God. They're freaking war vets. They get OxyContin and then the VA stops giving it to them. And now there's only one place to get it. The streets, and it's called heroin. And that'll do it for a few years until they become addicts, and then their life is over, and then they could overdose. I just read 1 second ago upstairs that states that have medical marijuana have an 18% less death by opiate overdose than states without medical marijuana. That makes perfect sense. Because the vets and the people that need it for the pain, they at least have the medical marijuana and they're using it, so then they don't have to buy the frickin' heroin. And these are doctors creating addictions in us, all because of a lack of understanding. Pain is a good thing. We need to have our pain so that we can get rid of it. Pain is not just to be suppressed all the time. Just like, oh, you go to a medical doctor and you tell them you have pain, that's all they hear. You have pain? Where's your pain? I can get rid of your pain. I'm going to get rid of your pain. My job is to get rid of your pain. That's my job. Get rid of your pain. But you know what? That's not how I would see their job. My job, I would see their job is, don't worry about my pain. Figure out what the hell's causing my pain so that in 3 weeks this whole thing is over. Instead of in 3 years, I'm dealing with what you gave me for the pain. God damn it. You missed the point and caused me all kinds of problems that you didn't have to because you didn't understand that all I had was a muscular injury that could have been healed or handled in any number of other ways, but you don't give a shit because you know how to heal or how to palliate my pain and think that that's what's called medicine. That's not, in China, the old days, my favorite thing is you used to not pay your doctor if you had to see them. There's a metaphor in these old Chinese things where you would only pay your doctor for the years you didn't see him. Because if you had to see him, he didn't do his job. His job is to keep you from seeing him. Wouldn't that be more of the job of the medical man to make sure that you never have a medical issue, ever? Absolutely. That's what I want for my students and my people. I want you to never need me and never see me and never, that's it. I want to be obsolete to you. I don't want you to be leaning on me. I want you to be powerful yourself, heal yourself, take care of yourself, be strong. Not codependence. Codependence is not valuable for either one of us. That's what's happening out there. Palliation, not interested in the cause. All of this is part of my yoga nutrition school as well. All of this, and we get to the heart of it, and we get to really get to talk about the source of this misinformation. All right. So that's my spiel. All right. Now, when you're done with this standing stuff, you got them to this 3-3-DD last time. That's your transition to the floor. The floor, you do a bunch of locusts, strengthening their back. Locust. You flip them over. Just flip over onto their belly because they're already on the ground. Flip them over. Okay. Now they're on their back. The only core that people with severe back issues can do. The only one. Never bow. No way. Jeez, no way. Bow goes right to the lower back. The only ones they do are with the femurs 90 degrees. They can have the legs straight or not, but the legs have to be like this. Any kind of crunch like this is fine. Even twisting is fine, but it has to be like this. Never, ever, ever do anything with the legs straight in front of you with people with back issues. I mean, never. That's just like anathema. So the only things that can be done are things that look like this. Even this is okay, so long as they don't take the legs down. This is fine if the legs are high. So the legs coming down, no. Worse than anything in the world, if both legs were there. That's literally catastrophic. Okay, this is fine. And you literally stand over them and say, all right, 25, 24, like that. 20, you're all over them like a personal trainer. Okay, and they rest. Another set, and they rest. Another set. Get them to do the core. Now, I'm going to just tell you though, that whenever you hear people that don't know what they're talking about talk about the lower back, you're going to hear like a common theme. Yeah? You got lower back pain. Strengthen your core. You ever heard that one before? Lower back pain. Strengthen your core. You must have a weak core. Strengthen your core. Maybe you have a weak core, maybe you don't have a weak core. Who gives a crap? It has nothing to do with your back pain, okay? And yes, we're going to strengthen your core nonetheless. But that reductionist kind of attitude that people with back pain have a weak core and the solution is to strengthen your core, that's going to help your back pain, when you could then also be doing all these stupid things that don't, okay? So just don't allow reductionist explanations to take root too often for you, because that's invaluable. All right, after core, the most important part, the pulling on the straight leg with the strap. And you are really on them. If they bend their knee at all, you straighten their leg, you lock their leg, you press their foot down, you slap their leg straight. No tolerance whatsoever for anything except them essentially being in agony. Like mental, facial, like ah! And you tell them, relax your face. And they're like, ah! Relax your jaw, breathe, don't run away from it. I really like coaching that. Don't run away from what you're feeling. It's not a problem. It's not a phantom. It's nothing to be having. It's just look right at it. You'll see it's nothing but some sensations. And if we did that with most of the things that we were afraid of, we would see there's nothing to fear. The problem is, we're never looking right at it. So because we're never really looking right at it, it's kind of scary because it's kind of like ghost and phantom. Like, woo, what's that? But if we just said, what are you? Oh, you're nothing. You're just that little fear. You're nothing. But it's bigger when we don't see it. And that's a metaphor. It's really important. So when things are uncomfortable and you run away from them, they just chase you down with more discomfort. But if it's uncomfortable and you turn right at it and say, you know what, let's investigate that. Let's go into it a little deeper. Let's breathe into it. Let's breathe into it. Not run, okay? Not contract away from it. Then you get different results. Okay? From your students too. You gotta coach that. You see it on their face, you know what to say. This is so important. It can be done 3 or 4 or 5 times each side. Don't worry about opening out to the side. No, never do the twist. Just the straight leg pull. These people, if you're not there to help them do it, you have to teach them how to change sides. You have to teach them how to change sides. They don't know. And they'll do it in a way that really hurt them. So they can get into it, they get strapped, before they lie down, they can get the first leg in. This is when they're by themselves, because they have to do this every day. And if they cannot afford to work with you every day, you have to teach them this sequence. And tell them, you do this every day. And I'll see you in 5 days. Okay? If they can't afford it. Or they don't have the time. But whatever, they get the first strap on, so they can do this first side, but then to change sides, oh my God, that's very hard for them to do this whole thing. So you teach them to change sides. You bring the one leg in and then the other leg out. And that's the way for them to change sides. Okay? So they don't have to do any kind of weird forward bending, happy baby modifications. Okay? And anyone who ever tells you the happy baby pose is good for your lower back pain is someone who has never had lower back pain and has no clue what they're talking about. None. That is outrageous. So many people are experts in back pain who have never had it. But the problem is you cannot be an expert in back pain if you have never had it. You can't be an expert in anything if you haven't had it or experienced it. That's actually what expert means. It means someone who comes through experience. Okay? This is not theory. This works every time. I have taken people Bobby's a good example. He's just one of many that were in so much pain. And then 12 days later, we're doing stuff, they even forgot why they came. They forgot that they came for back pain. Because 12 days later, it was gone. And we're just talking about other stuff. Like that. Because it really been about 12 days. Now, I'll tell one final story. In teacher training just recently, in Peru, had a girl, bad back pain. Really didn't believe that what I was going to do with her was going to help her. Because this is a lifelong back pain, lifetime. She was really skeptical. So week 1 goes by, and I keep just quick check-ins. Feeling better? No. And I'm starting to get interested. And at day 9, feeling better? No. Well, then I start getting very interested. So at some point, they're all doing self-practice, and I'm talking to her individually, and I ask her, I'm like, is it getting better or not?